What's up, Beatty? Different kind of video today, guys. We've got no script. We're going off the cuff. All I've got is this journal here, which for some reason Chicken Cottage have made, and that makes no sense. But if you're from outside the UK, Chicken Cottage is basically a spin-off KFC brand, and it's a pretty small chain. So the fact they've made a journal like this is, yeah, I don't know where I've got this from, but it wasn't from Chicken Cottage. But so, okay. If you're new here, my name's Miraj, and I'm kind of new here as well. I'm like still within my first 10 videos on YouTube. And so far I've been getting to grips with being on camera, video making. I've made some short videos, pretty scripted, trying to drive a message home. And I do think that a sign of a good creator is also one that can go off the cuff from time to time, just have a topic to talk about and just have a conversation with their audience. So that's what I'm doing here today. It's good practice, and the only way to get better at it is by actually doing it, not just thinking about it. So let's get into the topic. We've got, I make videos so that I watch less videos. What could I mean by that? So, okay, if I have to start explaining that, let's start with time. So time is finite. There's only a certain amount of it. You all know this. There's only so many hours in a day and only so much time in your life. So the way things work is that if you do something, whatever it is, you are in effect taking away from doing something else. Like, they occupy each other's time because it's only a certain amount. You do one thing, it means you don't do the other thing. And like, they explain this in economics as well. They call it opportunity cost, where the cost of one decision you make is the decision that you didn't make. And they can actually quantify that. They can put a value to that decision. So, and it comes from this, it comes from time, the fact that time is limited. So right now it's just past 7. I've woken up. What would I be doing if I wasn't making this video? You can take a guess. And it's pretty obvious. I'd just be scrolling. I'd be scrolling Insta Reels. That's my weapon of choice, basically. That's what, first thing when I wake up, I'd be scrolling. Last thing at night before going to bed, scrolling. Like, that was my habit, like day in, day out. But now instead, I'm here making this video, and it's a complete different use of the brain. So when you're consuming content mindlessly, you're in a passive state. Like, your brain is just switched off. But at the same time, that content is like on the back end molding your subconscious and shaping your thoughts and ideas. So it's this weird thing where you're passive, you're not having to think, you're just chilling, but it's still affecting your brain. Contrast that to like creating something, and in this case it's this video for me, but it could also be like journaling or writing a story, something like that. What's your brain doing then? It's a complete different situation where you're having to think, you're having to actively think, you're having to create, you have to basically channel creative juices. It's a complete different situation. It's not passive, it's very active, so you're engaging your brain. And you're in tune with your own thoughts then. You're in tune with your own like authentic self because you're the one creating it. And sure, you can make the argument that, oh, well, you've just been molded by the thoughts and you've been molded by the ideas that are given to you. Especially if you have been like scrolling or consuming content for a long time. You could say that, oh, well, you're just spitting out all those things that have been fed into you. But the less you do of that stuff and the more you do of this stuff, over time, you will start like being your authentic self and like sharing your own original ideas and having your own original ideas. So this is what I mean by I'm making videos so that I'm watching less videos. I am rejecting the constant like bombardment of information and instead like listening to myself. What do I have to say? And for me, it's coming out in this video. But you all know that like journaling is a good habit. It's one of the things that if you're on self-improvement, they tell you to do, like just journal in the morning. And it's the same concept here. This is just a video form of it. I'm just thinking about the other bad habits, because on this channel so far I have spoken about short form. Again, I'm really early into it, so it's only been like 1 or 2 videos that I've mentioned the dangers of short form content and started to get into it. Still a lot more to talk about. But the other one, I guess I'm going to talk about this as well in detail in videos, but I'll talk about here as well. Video games. Video games are kind of a weird one where you'd think that it's not passive, because you do have to be switched on to play a video game. Like, you have to be actively thinking and strategizing, and you just need to be turned on, like switched on to play those games. And that's the argument I see a lot of when people are coping about video games, saying that, oh no, actually video games are good because you have to think. You know, it's not just it improves your reaction times, and you know, you have to it's, you know, but the issue with video games is that it hijacks your dopamine system. So that's the commonality between all these bad habits. It's the hijacking of the dopamine system. So scrolling is obvious, like, you know that's bad because you know it's reducing your attention spans and it's just garbage. It's just manipulating your emotions, trying to get you to watch as much as possible. Video games is a bit difficult to explain because you are like actively thinking, you are playing the game yourself, you're not just sat back passively. But with video games, it's more of like a reward system issue, where when you do well in it, you are being like rewarded with dopamine, and over time you will switch your like reward system to the video game instead of like real life. And you've probably heard this argument as well, where if you level up too much in a video game, you then start to abandon leveling up in real life, and you would just seek that advancement over anything else, like going to the gym and making gains or progressing in a career or your studies or something like that. And that's the issue with video games. It's that you're directly replacing your reward system, switching from real life to a virtual world, which isn't really going to help you in the long run, despite how active you might feel like you're being with your brain. So what can you do? And this is a continuation of my previous video, so you should watch that if you haven't seen that already. But what is the point I'm trying to get across to you here? It is the concept of creation, like create for the sake of creating, just to use that other side of your brain, the one that you're not just sat back passively consuming all the time, one that you're actually having to think about actively to create something, something that's in tune with who you are, like your own values, your authentic self. That comes out over time the more you create. It'll never come out if you just consume passively, if you're just scrolling. You'll always just be taking in information from others, at an alarming rate as well. So like with Reels, for example, 30 seconds max, someone's giving you like a massive story and you're just digesting that. And you're forgetting it, but it's still going into your brain, like your brain's still registering it. So yeah, create for the sake of creating. Take time away from the bad habits, because that's exactly what it is. If you've got a screen time of 4 hours, 5 hours of just pure like nonsense, you're gonna have to take away from that time. So like, I'm not perfect myself, like I've not stopped completely using the social media sites, but a huge chunk of time has been taken away from them now. So let's say my screen time was 4 hours on Reels. It's now going to be 1 hour, 2 hours, because I'm implementing the habits like creation or writing or reading, things like that. So it has to be a direct swap. That's the point I'm trying to make, is that chances are you won't have time for everything, because if you are like late teens, 20s, you're going to have like studies or work to do. You can't make time for all the bad habits and all the good habits. You probably have like 4 or 5 hours in a day to work with, to do whatever you want with. So what I'm saying is that 5 hours shouldn't just be straight video games or scrolling. Like, you've got to take away from that time, take it and put it into the good habits that will, benefit you. So, and what I'm trying to tell you is that those good habits are ones that are creation led. So posting on social media, posting content, reading books, journaling, writing stories, writing books, this sort of thing. Yeah. So try to make that switch. Have a good day.